for more of what I've had to drink yesterday and a new wine for me from Napa Valley. I think these guys have been around since the 80s, and they have about 25 acres of vines, and they sell grapes to Duckhorn. Ironically, their name is Canard, and they started off today's tasting with a little Clocher de Soleil, a rosé, which is made with Cabernet Franc, Merlot, and Zin. All right, I don't like Zin, but it makes a decent pink wine. And this wine's got a really pretty nose, fresh flowers, rose petals, berry, strawberry, red cherry fruit. Nice fruity wine on the tongue, but bone dry on the finish. Those pretty floral notes and a nice minerality at the end. Very good juice at 38 1/4. A little expensive for rosé. I know it's Napa Valley, but anyways, the Canard Vineyard Adams blend up next, and this is mostly Cabernet Franc. There's Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon in the blend, but 91% is Cabernet Franc. There's no indication of this on the label. There's only 198 cases produced, man, so I guess they sell everything, or pretty much everything direct. There's only a dozen cases available here in Florida. This wine's got a very concentrated, rich bouquet, dark currants, blackberry, sweet tobacco spice, a hint of pepper, violet floral notes. Really big and chewy wine on the tongue. Cabernet Franc's got a lot of structure and a nice long finish. A lot of some minerality in this wine as well. Most excellent juice. One of the best examples of Cabernet Franc I have had this year. Bravo at $69, a relative value for a small 200 case production wine from Napa. The Rescuer up next. Old World meets New World fruit, and this is a right bank blend, mostly Merlot at 90%, and then some Cabernet Franc and Cabernet Sauvignon make up the rest of the blend. This wine is named after the person that built the place, Tucker, who I guess was one of the founding fathers of the valley, and he rescued the Donner family from up in the mountains. I don't know if anyone heard this horrible story where these people had to resort to cannibalism. And anyways, this is why they call it the Rescuer. And this wine's only 8 barrels produced in this vintage. A nice amount of dark plum and cherry fruit, some of those fine herbs you get from Merlot, very similar to Cabernet Sauvignon, but more smooth and polished on the tongue. Fine tannins, really plush texture you get in Merlot. This wine has it. That cedar and tobacco spice and milk chocolate notes to the finish. Excellent juice. $69 as well. And then the Throwback, which is the Cabernet Sauvignon blend. This wine's got a lovely bouquet of dark currants, cassis, black cherries, notes of bitter cocoa and licorice. Big and chewy wine on the tongue. These 2012s have got wonderful balance, a nice long finish, very complex, a firm hand of acidity holding everything firmly in place. Most excellent juice. Let me tell you, Canard Vineyards, I mean, I don't know if I think of fine wine when I think of Canard, but these wines are really good, man. The Cabernet Sauvignon Napa and then Reserve Cabernet up next. And this is a varietal wine. It's a 50% New Oak, 100% varietal. And this wine's got a beautiful nose of dark currants, cassis, dark earth, espresso on the nose. Big and chewy on the tongue, but ripe round tannins. Like I said, these 12s have got great balance. A nice long layered finish. Excellent juice at $61.50. The Reserve Cab, most excellent as well. Wow. Rich fruit-driven bouquet here. Dark cherry liqueur-like fruit. Sweet tobacco spice. Dark chocolate. Lovely nuance in this wine. All Clone 7. All Cabernet. A very smooth and easy drinking style of Cabernet, even though it's big and intense. Quite balanced, long layered finish, very drinkable. This wine should last a decade in your cellar or more. Most excellent juice at 121. And then Zinfandel. Oh, maybe we should show the Zinfandel before the cab. The cabs are so good. I mean, the Zinfandel was good. Actually, the first one was excellent. The second one, I think, was a little off. It had a little VA in the nose. And for an $82 bottle of Zinfandel, oof, I like the $50 one better, but I don't like to pay $50 for any Zinfandel. And these blocks are 80, 100, and 130 years old. And when I saw that, I said, man, why didn't you pull these out? They got to be producing like a half ton per acre. And the story came out. Well, when we bought the property, Robert Mondavi called up and said, hey, what are you guys doing with those old Zinfandel vines? They said, oh, we were going to pull them out. Well, you can't do that. They're some of the oldest Zinfandel vines in the valley. Oh, they're historical. They have historical value and meaning. I'm sorry. My accountant said they have more historical value and meaning if we plant Cabernet here in terms of my pocket. And Joe Heights called up next. I don't know what the deal is with all these famous vintners in Napa that want to save these old Zinfandel vines. Did they want to buy the grapes for 3 times what they would cost? That would make up for the money you're losing for not having Cabernet? No. So I mean, hey, these guys love Zinfandel. And the first Zinfandel is excellent. Really lovely deep bouquet of raspberry coulis, sweet tobacco spice, some green tea-like aromas. This wine's a big wine, but has balance. For a Zinfandel, not all just sweet fruit and all one note. It's got a nice freshness at the end, too. Really nice length on the finish. And excellent Zinfandel, $52.50. I liked it better than the Reserve, especially when you look at the price at $82. But everything from these guys, even the Zinfandels, excellent juice. Canard Vineyards, bravo. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.